Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special edition of the Don Lemon Show. Today, I have the honor of chatting with one of the most beautiful men and the most successful men and brilliant men in business. And I don't mean just in the business that I'm talking about that he's dealing with, but in business in general, and one who has made major headlines right now. I'm talking about Ron Robinson. Ron is an award-winning cosmetic chemist and the founder and CEO of BeautyStat. He also happens to be a key advisor to Rhode. Rhode is a lifestyle brand started by Hailey Bieber that was just sold for a whopping $1 billion. I feel like we remember $1 billion. Ron, thank you.
Don, thank you for having me. Appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful, brilliant, smart, intellect. Thank you. Look, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. When I read this, I was like, this is really great, and this man needs to be profiled, elevated.
Appreciate that, Don.
Yeah, all of your
that.
flowers in the moment. I want to get down to brass tacks.
Okay.
$1 billion. How does it feel to be a man behind such a huge deal, and how did this go down?
Well, this deal has shook the beauty industry and the business industry worldwide. It's been a phenomenon because it hasn't been the biggest deal ever, but it's the fastest. It's the fastest brand that's gone from 0 to 1 billion in less than 3 years.
Less than 3
Less than 3 years.
How did that? That is beyond like Kardashian levels, right?
That is fast.
A while to. Yeah.
That is super fast. And I'm just thrilled to be part of the ride.
How did that happen? Why so quickly?
Well, first of all, I think Hailey had this brilliant idea about this brand, Rhode. Mm-hmm. She had a vision for it. Mm-hmm. And she had the followers. She had the fact that she loved skincare and her followers loved her, but she needed some cred. And I think she wanted to partner with a cosmetic chemist like myself that is a veteran, tons of experience, and could add value and cred to this brand, Rhode.
Yeah. We're going to get back to that because I'm going to talk to you about brand building. I used to hate that word, brand. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you, a Coca-Cola?
Right.
So listen, I read this piece in Essence Magazine, and you have been referred to in Essence Magazine as the accidental cosmetic chemist.
Right.
Accidental cosmetic chemist to now one of the most successful men in the beauty business. How did that happen? Why is it accidental? It's because you're a med school dropout?
Yeah, that's it. My parents wanted me to become a doctor, and that was the only profession they really recognized. So I happened to do well in sciences. So pre-med, graduated, magna cum laude from university, went to med school because I didn't know what else I wanted to do, realized it was not for me, and I dropped out. Mm-hmm. They were disappointed, very disappointed in me.
Mm-hmm. Were you disappointed in yourself? Or
I was. I just felt lost, didn't know what else to do. So this is back in the late 80s, before the internet. So when you applied for a job, you had to use the classifieds. You had to, fold your resume and put it in the mail. And I didn't know what else to do. So I applied for jobs as a cosmetic chemist because that's what I studied in school, chemistry. And Estée Lauder Clinique division of Estée Lauder companies hired me. Uh-huh. So back in 1990, I became a cosmetic chemist by accident.
Yeah. So this overnight success, right?
Right. 35 years.
Took 35 years.
Right.
That's what usually happens.
Yes.
Like overnight sensation. Like I've been working on this for a long time. Did you ever think that when you became an accidental cosmetic chemist that you would ever get to this point with $1 billion deal?
No way. Because keep in mind, I'm this nerd with the thick glasses, lab coat in the lab, formulating products. Wow. The Band-Aid around the glasses, holding it together. And now we're in an age where consumers are recognizing experts. And I evolved into this beauty entrepreneur, starting my own brand, BeautyStat, and now being front-facing and really helping consumers understand. I'm educating, and that's what's helping me win right now.
So how did that come about? Because you said, again, it was 3 years. That was very quick. Mm-hmm. And the person, whoever it is, whether it's Hailey Bieber or whatever, usually they're just sort of, not just the face, but they're an influencer. That's very important. Mm-hmm. But how did, a chemist and an influencer come together to do this? Do you listen to the person if they say, this is what I want, create this, or do you come to them and say, this is what I think is good for you?
Well, I think Hailey knows what she's good at, and she understands where she could use the help. And I think with me, in my case, she wanted the expertise of, Ron, what ingredients should I use? Mm-hmm. What's going to really work and deliver results? Because I just don't want to put out a brand that people buy once and don't come back. It's got to work. And I'm adding credibility to that and helping consumers say, okay, not only is she the face and has this, great vision, but she's backed it up with a veteran cosmetic chemist that has given the stamp of approval on the ingredients that she uses.
Everybody has an idea. Everybody thinks like, oh, I have some.
Right.
I can do cosmetics. I
Yeah.
can do products. And
It's a lot more than that.
how so?
It just, an audience or being a celebrity helps. So it definitely helps a lot. It gives you an edge in terms of having an audience. But consumers, they could see through that. And all they need to do is buy the product once and not see a result that you're saying or promising you're going to deliver. And they're like, bye, we're done with you.
So let's talk about just beyond that and brand building in general, not just with cosmetics, because I think that you can offer some advice. We're in now a sort of influencer economy, I believe,
Yes.
an entrepreneurial economy. What's your advice to folks who are out there, especially people of color, right?
It's tough. It's tough. And I think, when I started my brand, BeautyStat, I started it just a little bit before the movement, the Black Lives Matter movement. So at that time, consumers were buying black, retailers were giving shelf space to brands of color, elevating them, highlighting them. And then every year since, there's been this less and less support for that. So I think what I tell entrepreneurs now is that you've got to have a clear, really product proposition or brand proposition. What makes you relevant? What do you have to offer that people are asking for? And really hone in on creating that point of difference. And brand building, that's just about the ongoing marketing effort of talking about why you're unique and different. Why is your brand ethos and essence special and relevant?
Yeah. You talk about people sort of, could you call it disinvesting?
Yes,
Yeah,
right, yes.
Into brands of color, the whole DEI aspect
Yes.
of it. What's happening with the Trump administration.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that? How do you feel about what's happening in the country right now, especially with people sort of, not elevating or giving black creators or, entrepreneurs an opportunity?
Well, I think this could be a little controversial, but I think we can't play in identity, even in beauty. I think we have to rely on our products and our brand being relevant, needed, and delivering results. And that's what I've always stood for with my brand. I'm a cosmetic chemist. I'm about science. I'm an expert in my field. And I double down there and really communicate and educate. So my recommendation to brands is to find your unique point of difference. Don't play identity because we don't know where that's going to be. In this administration, it's basically been cut out. It's not being recognized or being elevated any longer, and it's not being supported.
I think that's some really good advice because I'm in a business where you state how you feel publicly.
Right.
But that may not necessarily be the right strategy in a business like cosmetics and maybe other businesses as well. Is that your personal beliefs may be different than what you say, not playing into identity. And it is controversial what you're saying.
It is, because my customer base crosses both parties, all parties. So.
And all ethnicities.
And all ethnicities. My brand is for all consumers. I formulate for all skin types and tones, melanated or not.
Yeah.
And all of those consumers I want to reach, I want to touch, I want to have them experience my brand and have them understand and see the results for themselves.
Yeah. I admire you so much. Like if there's anything other than what I'm doing now that I would like to do, and that's I've always had this sort of budding entrepreneurial spirit to create products.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to do it. Where do I start first? I don't know what to put in there, but I have an idea. Every morning when I wake up, I wish there was this.
Right.
Or something I'm looking at my face or at my hair and I'm going, I wish someone would do this for me.
Well, Don, you could be the next Hailey Bieber of beauty. You could do that.
You think so?
I think so.
How?
I think so. I think it's really being true to yourself. That's what consumers want to see. They want to see a founder, an entrepreneur that's being true to themselves. And hopefully that also resonates with their followers and fans.
I noticed, we'll go here since you're going there. I was at the Sherry Shepherd show not long ago, and one of the producers walked out on the set. She goes, "Oh my God." And I said, "What?" She goes, "Your skin is skinning."
It is
And
skinning. Well, it is.
But the thing is, it's not flawless or perfect, but that's okay
Right.
for me.
Right.
Right, because I know I'm a man of color, so I've had, you have hyperpigmentation,
Yes,
and all of that,
common,
and I
yes.
do what I can to combat it. But then there's a part of me that realizes that's just who I am.
Embrace it.
So I embrace it, and then I just think sort of the natural, having your skin and your hair and everything be natural. I just think I love that.
Yeah.
And you don't need as much if you have good skin. When I was in
Right.
traditional television, they put so much makeup on, and I felt like they were dulling my beauty.
Right. They're mattifying it.
Yes.
Totally,
Why are you
yes,
doing that?
Right.
Don is sweating. I'm like, everybody sweats. He's
Right,
shiny.
right.
Everybody's shiny.
Now it's called glowing. Now it's called.
How much of it is art and how much of it is science?
It's a blend. It's this magic blend of both that creates this perfect storm of success and this wave that some brands have and some don't, and at least not early on, but can come later. So it really varies, but it's a combination.
Yeah. It's a difference when you say, oh, someone like me, okay, maybe I could do it, I get it. But, someone who's living in the heartland, maybe there's a Black, white, or Latino, whatever. Someone who's saying, I have an idea, I can do it. Do you believe that person can do it? But it's not as easy for someone who's not a name.
It's harder. I'm not a name. I was not a name.
But you're a chemist. Yes,
Yes.
right. You're right. You're right.
But I had an expertise in something. And fortunately, consumers have gravitated towards an expert, someone who really knows their stuff. They love the fact that I'm a veteran. There's this thing with, there's a respect, the GOAT. All of those terms are floated around me because of my tenure, my years of putting in the time, working on so many different brands over my, 3-decade career. And it's nice. It's nice to get those flowers now. It's nice to be recognized because we are in a culture that's, let's call it, it's ageist. We tend to focus on young in a big way, especially the beauty industry.
Yeah.
The models we see on social, they're in their 20s, maybe 30s. And this generation, Gen X, boomer, forgotten and not talked to. And so I think it's a big opportunity that all brands should be embracing, all ages, and all races, all nationalities, especially age. I think that's one of those.
Yeah. Well, you're right about that because I look at some of the models and I'm like, yeah, you're 17, 18, 20.
Right.
Of course you're going to be beautiful.
Right,
Of course your skin is going to be taut and tight.
Yes.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I see people of a certain age, just embrace their beauty and embrace who they are, don't get me wrong. That's kind of better than any product that you can put on your skin or in your hair. Do you know what I'm saying?
Totally agree. I mean, you have like Pamela Anderson having her moment now. No makeup.
She looks so great.
She does. Embracing her age, and consumers are responding. They're realizing now that you can be at that age and get consumers to buy. You can be aspirational.
Yeah.
You can be older and aspirational.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
All of these celebrities that are really having a big moment now, and we just need more of it. We just need to equalize that.
But look at what happened with Demi when she pulled back.
Demi, great example.
She's like, I took the stuff out of my face. I'm going to do whatever. And now, I mean, she looks fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And a lot of that comes from the inside.
Yes. Yeah.
So here's the thing you know what people say? Well, this man created the damn thing. I hope he's getting most of the $1 billion. Do you know what I'm saying? How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm not getting most of it, that's for sure. But it's nice to be part of it. I am thrilled. I'm so thrilled for her, for Hailey, and this success, and for partnering and recognizing that I could help support her vision. And I'm thrilled to be part of that. So that's all I could say.
When you're formulating, you've been doing these beauty and lifestyle products for decades. Beyond beauty, you've been doing lifestyle as well, right? I think, what did they call you? They called you an influencer. This is as far back as 2009. Let me see. You've been somewhat of a tastemaker. People call you an influencer. As far back as 2009, before the term even existed, they called you an influencer. And then you were influencing customers with your BeautyStat blog.
Right.
Do you see yourself as a tastemaker or as an influencer of sorts? Or just the man behind the scenes?
I think I have an expertise.
The wizard.
I think I have an expertise. And as I said, fortunately, consumers are recognizing that experts, those that could educate, they tend to listen and buy based on that. So I'm just really fortunate that that's happening. I mean, when I first started my brand, I thought I was going to be behind the scenes. I thought it was basically having a lot of models talk about my brand. It wasn't until I stood in front of the camera and started to actually speak and talk about my background and what I've developed did it really resonate and really take off.
Was that a little bit of a stretch? Were you uncomfortable with being out front?
I was uncomfortable. I was not, again, I'm the nerd. I keep on reminding or recalling that I was the nerd in the lab with the thick, chunky glasses that no one let out of the lab.
Yeah.
And now I'm this front-facing, TikTok viral influencer, as you said, and brand founder that consumers want to hear from.
I'm glad you mentioned that. That was my next question. Are you reading my mind? Because it used to be,
That's my job.
Back in the day, you'd have to go on in order to get any sort of publicity. Either a major magazine would have to do something, or you'd go on Oprah, or you'd have to go on Phil Donahue or something like that,
Yes.
a big talk show to get whatever. And now we can sit in a studio and do it through either it's a streaming show or a podcast or social media. Has that made it easier or even maybe more difficult in some ways because everybody has an idea that can get out there?
It really depends. It depends on what the founder, entrepreneurs, what their strengths are. I happen to start to get better at it, and it's working. But not every founder has that. Not every founder is comfortable with it and is comfortable making TikToks or is comfortable sitting down and doing new media like podcasts. So fortunately, it's been working for me, and I'm just leaning into it.
How does that change the business and what you do? Social media?
It's huge impact. I'm one of the few cosmetic chemist brand founders, and it's been tremendous for my business.
So you think it's a net positive?
Absolutely.
For everything?
Absolutely net positive.
Yeah. So look, I think that also with what you're doing, you're creating your own representation, right? And you said you don't lean into identity, right? Just do a good product. But you're creating your own representation, which is a representation of someone who's successful,
right?
Because they're brilliant,
Yeah.
but also happens to be a man of color.
Right, and they can see that. I go live and I go on TikTok, and they see that. They see I'm a man of color. But it's the content, it's what I'm actually saying and what I'm doing that is really resonating.
Are customers demanding more inclusivity in these times, or
definitely they are. They are, and they're calling brands out. So
really?
Especially in color cosmetics, we don't play that much in that category. But if you're saying you have shades for all skin tones and you don't, there are influencers that will call you out and say, "Oh, this is your darkest shade. This is what it looks like on my skin." Yeah. Not quite.
Yeah.
You forgot about me. You forgot about people that look like me.
Yeah.
So brands are being canceled because of that. Really? So you've got to be careful. Yes.
Do you remember back in the day? Was it Flory Roberts? What was her name?
Yes. Flory Roberts. There were so many.
Fashion Fair.
That was
kind
of
all those
brands.
Right?
That's the only brands you could go to that would have your skin color. Now, there's a lot more of them. Fortunately, there's a lot more brands offering wide shade ranges. Fenty Beauty, of course, pioneering that and really showing
Rihanna. Right?
Rihanna.
What is that? What is there anybody else doing something that you admire that you would point to other than yourself?
Aside from Hailey and Rhode, which right now my industry of beauty is like looking at this as a tremendous case study of how to brand build, how to take a brand from 0 to 1 billion in less than 3 years. Yeah. So that's one.
Yeah. So you're a trailblazer, but speaking of Rhode, is there a road that you would suggest that you have created, or a road map that you would suggest to people to do, whether it's in beauty or whatever business?
Yeah. For my advice to entrepreneurs is again, focus on what is unique and different that you could bring, that's relevant, that consumers are asking for, that is currently not on the market. Find your space, find your niche, and run with it.
Any industry trends that you find exciting and some that just bore you, where you're like, enough, please don't do this anymore?
Well, it's so funny. After 3 decades plus in this industry, I've seen trends come back again and go. It's really funny to see. I laugh at it. Some are ridiculous, and we're seeing things with consumers like doing 10-step skincare routines. You don't need all of that. And it's nice on video to see your favorite influencer go through their skincare routine at night, and it's 10 steps, and they're talking and having funny stories at the time. But no one has time for that.
Yeah. What is it? What do they call these things? Get ready or get dressed with me?
Yeah, get ready with me or get unready with me.
It's too much.
Yes, it's too much.
Because by the time, look, I started today, I actually overslept because I've been such a crazy week. My producer sitting here can tell you I'm like working my ass off, right? But I fell asleep. I got home late, and then I forgot to hit the alarm. I thought it was on automatic. It did not unless it went off, and I just didn't hear it. So I'm up. I got up. It was still early. But, I'm running from thing to thing to thing. And by the time I get home, you know what happens, Ron? I can't sit on the edge of the bed or in the chair,
right?
Because then I'm not going to move.
Yeah.
So I have to get unready with me immediately,
right.
or I'm going to fall asleep in my suit or in whatever. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. Yes.
This.
You don't. Cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen. At night, cleanser, moisturizer. You're good.
Is that all? Do you need all of that stuff?
Those are the basics. Good cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen in the morning, you are good to go. If you could follow that, you could stave off a lot and maintain your skin, and you're good. It's simple. That's simple.
Do brown and black folks need sunscreen?
They do.
I know.
They do. We do need sunscreen.
Especially if you have hyperpigmentation and all that. And also, we do get skin cancer as well.
We do. It's more rare, but we do. And also the fact that our built-in melanin protects us to some extent, not to the extent that we need. So we do need an SPF 30 every day. So
speaking of representation, I have to ask you, I asked about people of color. What about the members of the LGBTQ community? What about gay people? Because I see lots of gay men out there actually doing makeup and stuff or whatever. How do you feel about that?
Fantastic. It's great. And I think that's a place where the beauty industry is extremely inclusive now. So that's great. It's great. We have influencers, gay, straight, all of them are showing products and consumers are responding. So fantastic.
Are you excited about the future? What happens now? What's next for you, and where do you think the industry is going? If you can, I'm sure, can you see around corners?
I could see around, yeah. Part of my job is understanding where the consumer is going to be, where the industry is going to be. And what I'm seeing now is this democratization of technology in beauty and accessibility. There used to be a time when consumers thought that if you wanted a product that was really going to deliver results, you had to spend a lot of money. That has changed. Consumers recognize that they could get value at a lower price. Consumers are cost conscious. We don't know what's going on. Economy, tariffs, political situation. We don't have no idea what's going to happen next, and consumers are watching their wallets, and they're demanding innovation and products that work at an affordable price. So that's where we're going. My brand BeautyStat, we want to make our technology, our multiple patented technologies, accessible because we have great products. They deliver great results. We want to make sure all consumers can get them.
People, what you said was so brilliant because affordability is very important. Even if you look at what's happening in the mayor's race here in New York City, it turns out the number one issue for people, even beyond crime or tariffs or anything, is affordability.
Yes.
You have to be able to afford things.
Absolutely. It's key.
Do you also have to be relentless in shaming and getting out and promoting the product and yourself?
You have to do all that too. Got to do all that too.
Ron, thank you.
Don, thank you so much.
I appreciate it. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me. This was a great discussion, and thank you.
The amazing Ron Robinson, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.
We'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never, ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.